Is that fruit? Is that an apple? Is that an apple? Put it down! Right? I'm Canadian. I flew from Canada yesterday. I flew down, and I was gonna say flew up, but that doesn't make sense. Here's what happened. I'm going through security. All I forgot to do, airport security. All I forgot to do is stick my chapstick in a little Ziploc bag where you put your gels and your liquids. Just forgot to stick it in there, and security guard decided to make issue with it. Right? He said, "Oh, it's actually a gel. You're supposed to put it in the bag. You didn't put it in the bag." I was like, "Oh, I must have just forgotten. I'll take it now." And he's like, No. I need to confiscate it now because you didn't put it in the bag." I was like, "Dude, it's chapstick, you know? What are you gonna do with chapstick? You know, take me somewhere!" Granted, it did say lip balm on it. Lip balm. It's a lip balm joke. That's, The most stressful thing I find about coming down to work in the States here is the border. Because the border, crossing into your country, it used to be fun time, used to be happy fun time. Used to cross the border in the good old days, and the Americans would, "Oh, come on into our country. We love those Canadians. Come on in here. We love our neighbors to the north. Get on in here. This is fantastic. Come on in." Well, is that fruit? Is that an apple? Is that an apple? Put it down! Right? You remember when fruit was the biggest security risk between our nations? Remember they're like, "I don't care about the narcotics. Is that kiwi down there? Hand it over!" Send him away. It's kiwi. I don't know why I picked kiwi. I thought it would be least offensive. There's some guys from New Zealand in the back. Nope. So sorry. But it's changed now. Have you crossed the border lately? Going both ways, Canada or going into the U.S. or going into Canada. They're mad all the time now. They're always mad. I tried to lighten it up last time I went through. The guy's like, "So you're a comedian?" I was like, "Yeah, that's right." So what are you gonna be talking about? I was like, "I don't know. Depends how well this goes." Don't say that. Don't do this either. It looks like a gun, apparently. What's going on? This is a true story. Well, it's all true. This is just more true. There's just more. I was crossing the border just a couple years ago now. I got to the border. I handed the guy my passport. He took it. He scanned it through the machine. First thing he said after he scanned it through the machine, "Don't make any sudden movements." Right? So I was like, "Okay." And then he's like, "Shut off your vehicle and give me the keys too." So I was like, "All right." So I shut off the vehicle. I hand him the keys slowly, right? Because he said no sudden movements. You know, "Here come the keys." I don't know, I'm crouching down so much right now. Take the front seat out of the car in Canada. We like to get a good quad workout while we're driving. Saves hours of gym time. But then he said to me, "In a couple of moments, I'm gonna ask you to get out of the car. And when you do, if you make any sudden movements at all, we're gonna take you to the ground." That's what he said, verbatim. And the reason he said a couple of moments too, because he had time for his armed buddies to come out and surround the car. I'm not gonna make up the number for the story either. By the time I got out, there were 6 of them surrounding the car. They didn't have their guns drawn, but their hands on their guns, you know, on their hips and ready to shoot a Canadian mode. You know, waiting to bag me a Canuck all week. Here we go. I don't think he was doing this. I think I just added that. I don't know why I added that. Should I shoot him or should I do a pirouette? What are we doing, you guys? This is the worst pirouette ever. I was too. So he opens the car door. I step out. Of course, now I'm towering over this guy, right? I'm way taller. So now I'm afraid he's gonna have like small man complex or something. You know, take the big guy down a peg or two. Right? So I'm like, everything's gonna be okay. Everybody, just calm down. Just take it easy. I won't hurt you. Now, what did you want to say? I made that part up. That's not true. I didn't put him on my shoulder. He was a little bigger than that. But I was freaked out. I was scared. I just went to the back of the car. They actually shoved me down on the hood in the back. Like my face was squished on the hood in the back of the car. Right, well, it's the hood's not on the back of the car, is it? I drive a Porsche, so comedy has been good to me. It's funnier than you realize. Not good. So they got me pinned down, they handcuffed me behind my back, they grab me with the armed guard, and they take me into the customs office like I was some kind of wanted fugitive or something, right? Now I'm starting to get a little freaked out, right? This doesn't seem like a routine stop anymore, right? Imagine the people behind me, right? Getting a little freaked out themselves, right? They see this car pull up, people jump out with guns, a little scared themselves, you know? It's like, eat the fruit, Lois, eat the fruit! It was a banana. Last one was a banana. Because you need your potassium for jail. I was at a show a couple weeks ago. Some burly guy stood up in the back and he's like, "That's true." I don't know what that means. It scared me. So they're taking me into the customs office. And again, absolutely true story. I was in there for like, I don't know, like maybe 5 seconds. Like not long at all. And some guard walks all nonchalantly from behind the counter. And he's like, "Oh, I guess there's a computer malfunction, you can just let him go." And that was it. There's no explanation, no apology, no place to go change, nothing. Well, some of that fruit goes through you pretty fast, am I right? I'll take it back across to Canada where it belongs. You know, when I was crouching down, like my quads actually started to cramp up on me. I'm not in great shape. That's I've noticed that lately, so I've been trying to do something about it. Last year, I started P90X. Have you heard of P90X? He's laughing already. He's like, "You did not." I finished it. Well, I didn't quite finish it. I didn't want to get too big. Gotta keep my showbiz bod. You're right up front, by the way. So when you go, "Ha ha," I hear that. It's really close, in fact. It's like you're yelling it in my ear. "Ha ha!" That's what it felt like mentally. Just so you know. I did. I started P90X. Anybody tried it? By applause. Who's tried P90X? By applause. Yeah? A lot of you. Wow. That's good. Who's finished it? Beginning to end, P90X. Who's finished it? By applause. Wow. We got like 4 or 5 people. Give them a round of applause, everybody. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you why. It's incredibly hard to have 4 or 5 courageous people come into a room full of strangers and feel the courage to lie to everybody. Deserve an applause for that. No, it is hard though. It's crazy. It's so here's my experience with it. I put the first one. See, it's a lot of stuff you can do at home. Push-ups, pull-ups, stuff like that, right? So it's easy. You can do it at home. Put the first one in. It's chest and back. And it starts out with push-ups. Do as many push-ups as you can in a minute. Okay, so I did my number, and we don't have a lot of time, so let's just skip the specifics. It's just a number. It doesn't matter. But right after that was done, it was pull-ups. Do as many pull-ups as you can in a minute. Pull-ups. It doesn't have to be plural. I called in, found out. But as soon as that was done, it was back. It was a different kind of push-up now. It was like a military one, but do as many push-ups as you can in a minute again. And it just went back and forth for an hour straight. And this isn't just do a certain number and then stop. It's go to fatigue till you're like, I can't do any more. Oh, so you're done? Yeah. Oh, that's about time then to start it again. It was back like an hour. And I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? About 10 minutes in, I was done. I could get no more push-ups. I was on my knees doing girl push-ups. Just come on, one more. That's, I guess, why they're that's why they're called girl push-ups, because they're incredibly difficult to do. I'll take it. But then Buddy's counting, too. It makes it worse, right? 13 and 14. And I'm like, 1! And then he's like, set goals for yourself and try to reach those goals. 1. I want to do the upper half. Bottom half's easy. Gravity helps out, right? I got a half in. I'm just gonna stop there. Oh, I was in so much pain that first week of doing it. I could barely move I'm not even exaggerating. I could barely move my arms that week. My kids were making fun of me because we were eating, and every spoonful of soup felt like I was doing a rep. You know, I was like, here. Okay, I'm just gonna take a little mid-set break and lick from the bowl. Mid-set lick break. I just realized I'm eating soup on the floor. That's how we eat it in Canada. You don't know when a grizzly bear's gonna attack. It's not true, I made that up. It's not true. Here's the funny thing though, when you do get that sore, it kind of tricks your mind into thinking that you're huge. Because you could feel it everywhere. Like, I was walking around, I was like, this stuff is working. Like, I'm getting jacked. There's a picture I had during that time, and I was standing there, nobody around me, nothing around me at all, and for whatever reason, my arm was like way out here, right? So my mind was like, we're this big now. We've got massive arms. Are you sure I'm not right around here? No, trust me, I'm your mind. We're this big. And muscles would cramp up on me too. Like, not during the workout, like later on in the day, doing something completely unrelated, and muscles would just tighten up. Muscles I didn't even know I had, you know? We sit there talking to somebody, well, that's a good point. Ah! Ow! Do I have muscle in my ear? Have I been working on my ears? What's going on? Be honest, are my ears getting big? Ridiculous. That was crazy. And then there's one video on there, it's called plyometrics. It's jump training, a lot of this action, a lot of jump training action, right? It's more athletic than I'm making it look. It's not supposed to look like an episode of Glee. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not supposed to look like that. It's supposed to look better. But doing that video, and those of you who've done it, you gotta back me up on this. There's 4 people on the video showing you how to do it, okay? One of the guys has only one leg. There's a one-legged guy doing jump training. Like, he's got a really good prosthetic leg, but he's just going. He's just like, and I can't keep up to him, right? I can't do the one-legged guy, come on! And I know what they're doing. They're trying to motivate you, right? But it makes you feel horrible. They're like, hey, if he can do it, that means that you can do it. But it just makes you feel terrible when you can't keep up. And every video they stick somebody in there, right? There's like this 90-year-old woman doing pull-ups just like crazy. No, that's not true. Grandma's gotta be juicing. That can't be real. Come on. I'm not biting on that one. Every video they stick somebody on there. Look at this woman. She just gave birth 3 hours ago. 3 hours ago, she was in labor and she's doing stomach crunches. There's her baby doing it, that 3-year-old baby. That baby's jacked. I'm tired. And here's the real reason I started to do this P90X, if I'm being honest with you. I was just trying to get my arms a little bigger. That was my plan. If I could just get my arms just a little bit bigger, then my hands wouldn't look quite as ridiculous on my body. I thought if I could just do something. It's worse when I move them. Have you noticed that? I just show you my hands. Well, he's got big hands and I move them around. Oh, buddy, we just ate. Stop it. Huge hands. Every time I shake somebody's hand, I tickle their armpit. That's too much hand. How you doing? It's not you. It was tough growing up with hands this big. I didn't have the same fine motor skills the other kids had with their stubby little hands, you know. Couldn't do the things they could do. It's not as well as them, you know, so I didn't like other things we did in school. You know, well, except for finger painting. I love finger painting. There we go. I just finished 7 projects. And I'm out of paper. And paint, actually. I'm out of paint as well. You want to bring some over here? Yeah, no, I can help you. No problem. What's that? No, I have arms. I just don't need them. with the legs, the back. So that was, oh man. I still finger paint, by the way. It's kind of a hobby of mine now. I was doing some finger painting last weekend there. I painted the garage. Let that dry. See the hand signs for the deaf too? See the sign language for the deaf? Until they made me stop. Guess I was making the deaf people mad or something. Stop it, it's too loud. That doesn't look right either. Hey, look how small my head is in proportion. Did you notice that? Tiny head. And just so you know, I want you to laugh. I do. But it hurts my feelings, too. Just so you know where I'm coming from. Here's the numbers, though, just so you know the difference. So glove size, 4XL, okay? Hat size, youth medium. So that's embarrassing. Seriously, I bought my gloves at Big and Tall, and my hat's at Baby Gap. Like, this is not cool. Your selection's horrible, by the way. Those are beanies. And here's the truth of it. When you hear comedy, like it's real stories, true stories, these things really did happen. Put little comedic twists on the end a little bit sometimes, right? Give it a little. So, real glove size, 4XL, absolutely true. My real hat size is not actually youth medium. My real hat size is actually youth small. But I had to change it because people weren't laughing. Because I guess they thought, well, that's ridiculous. It can't be that small. Yeah, just think about that for a second. That means my head is actually so small that it's not even funny anymore. That's what that means. It's a small head. It's a small head. I had a lady come up to me after a show one time. Oh, here, by the way, here's how you know your head is too small with your hands. You shouldn't be able to touch both your ears with one hand at the same time. That's how you know. Yeah. I love watching people try. That's like my favorite thing. You got halfway on my face. What's going on here? It means you're normal, I believe. There's a guy at a show a couple weeks ago. He's like, you can do it if you open your mouth. Why would you want to? I don't know. I had a lady come up to me after a show one time. She was offended I was doing jokes about the size of my hands. The very joke she just heard, she was offended, and she said, and I quote, "That's a bad example for kids about making fun of themselves." What do you even say to that? You know, I was like, maybe comedy's not for you. It's not your thing. It's my own fault though, because I married her. So that's my The latest thing that happened, I was playing the Xbox 360 with my son there. It has the Kinect, right? So it has a controller, but you also are the controller. I don't know what game this would be. Dance like a Canadian. Anyway, we were doing Nike Plus for Kinect. It's like a home workout that you do, right, with the Kinect. Gives you your own personal trainer, right? So if you're doing a workout video, you can kind of cheat a little bit, right? Maybe not do the exercises well enough. Video doesn't know. But with the personal trainer, they're like, hey, get your knees up higher. Or whatever, right? But in order for them to do that, they have to know what your body looks like. So you gotta stand in front of the Kinect camera while it's mapping out your body. And I was watching it on the screen as I was mapping out my body, got up to my head, and I'm not making this up. There's this little red square around my head with this error message. You know what the error message said? Cannot detect head. Like, oh, that's... All right. Xbox got jokes. I turned around, my son was howling. Okay? He thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen. He's literally bent over shaking. He's laughing so hard. I'm like, what are you laughing at? You look just like me, you freak. Laughing at yourself, that's what you're doing. Hang on, I'm just gonna grab a quick sip of water. That's a 2-liter bottle, by the way. I don't know. You could tell my kids were going to be freaks just like me, though. Right when they were born, massive hands. Right from the we're in the hospital, the birthing event there, right? And first of all, I don't do well in hospitals to begin with, you know. And I guess my wife was in a bit of discomfort too, right? So this was some serious. No, that's what she said. Imagine she was being honest. Anyway, she's up on the delivery table there. She's got the all ready to go there, and she's got the thing on. She was wearing the gown, right? I was gonna say kilt. I don't even know what I was thinking. Like it is some Scottish hospital or something. All right, lads, give a great big shove for Dr. McGregor. Look at the size of his hands. Quick, nurse, slap him before he slaps us all. Surprised he made it. But he did. And it was free. You guys did that kind of... I see what you're saying. Get what you pay for, buddy. I don't know. I don't like hospitals. I hate. And there is a difference, though. Canadians and Americans. That is one of the biggest differences I noticed. Just our mentality when it comes to hospitals and things like that. In Canada, especially where I grew up, you go to the doctor all the time for every little thing. Here, you don't go to the doctor ever, right? There, you're always. Where I grew up, we'd go to the doctor for something to do sometimes. Be a slow Saturday. You want to go to the mall or the doctor's office? What do you feel like? Get to the doctor's office and be like, okay, Leland, what seems to be the problem? Well, to tell you the truth, doctor, I kind of feel kind of bored. That's what I'm here for. I don't know. We passed that mentality onto our kids' generations. It's true. My kids were so I have a 16-year-old. When he was 3 years old, he was really upset one day, crying. He was really upset. He was crying, and he said this to me. This is exactly what he said to me. This is how we think about doctors. He's like, Dad, I've got an itchy bum. Can you take me to the doctor? That's what he said. He wanted to go to the doctor for an itchy bum. So we went because I was bored. See what happens. See what he does. And it was prescription drugs, which is what all Western medicine does. Sorry, was that hurtful? Oh! I work with a pharmaceutical company. Don't call us out on this. But it's a different mentality, right? It really is. Like I had a comedian friend, he had a son the same age, and we were talking about it one time. And I was telling him about what my son had said. And he was like, if my son said that, my son was like, Dad, my bum is itchy. He'd just look at him and say, drag it on the carpet like the dog does. Okay, I don't care. Go, do it. Not the couch, the carpet. Get down. I've had decent care though. Can't complain. I blew my knee out a couple of years back. I was playing some basketball. I was showing off to these kids. Hey, look what I can do. And then I can cry like a baby. Everybody gather around and watch. I completely severed the tendons. Lower part of my kneecap just blew right off. Like. So it wasn't attached on the bottom at all, but it was still attached on the top. So it actually went up. It was like it didn't make that noise. It wasn't a cartoon injury. But I had to get surgery right away. And I wasn't in Vancouver where I lived. I was in Calgary at the time. So I went to the hospital there, and I guess they got to work on it right away. So they were wheeling me in for surgery. And I don't know if you've been in for surgery lately, but it's freezing cold in there. Like, I'm from Canada. I know cold. It was like meat locker cold. Like, I don't even know how they operate. I was getting worried. They were wheeling me in. I was like, hey, you guys know I'm alive, right? You're not harvesting my organs or something, are you? Be honest. What's going on? And then they said to me, do you want to be completely under, or do you just want to not feel the leg? I was like, well, I want to be under. I'm pretty sure. Why would somebody want to be awake? Well, it's a control thing. What kind of control would you have? You'd just be heckling the whole time. Come on, this is Bush League. No wonder this is free. I wanted to be out. I was like, I want to be out till rehab's done. I want to wake up 6 months from now. Oh yeah, that's good. That's way better. Yeah, thank you. What was the worst part? Was the rehab. So what they did was they grabbed the tendons, pulled them up, drilled some holes, and reattached it. I'm assuming I wasn't awake. And what the doctor said, he said, so ACL, MCL surgeries, you gotta be moving that right away. You don't want to lose movement. It's really tough to get movement back in your knee. He said with this one, it's right over the top. So if you bend before it's completely healed, then you got to start all over again. So no bending, no flexing for 6 weeks. Right? That's what he said. And then I went back to Vancouver and to get follow-up visits from an orthodontic. Turns out I had gingivitis too. What? Man, was this a week? No, the orthopedic surgeon there was like, well, let's give it a bend and see what happens. I was like, no, buddy said not to. And he's like, what does he know? I don't know, but maybe credentials is a really good thing we should be looking at, isn't it? I guess his theory was you just got to see where you're at, see how far you've come. So he just wanted to kind of see the progress, right? But he used to scare me every single time I went in there. He would just want to see a little bit more. Come on, just do a little bit more. I just want to see, do some yoga. Put your foot to the back of your head. I was afraid it's going to stay like that or something. Huh? How am I going to defend Canadian healthcare to Americans then? You know? No, it's a stair leg. It's for stairs mainly. It's really handy on the stair work, I'll tell you. It also looks like you're going really fast and you're just walking normal. So I'm lying in the hospital bed right after surgery. I got a straight leg cast on, okay? And I'm not allowed to put any weight on it. But I kept having to get up and go to the bathroom, right? First of all, it was cold. I was nervous. I have a small bladder. I'm pretty sure it's another medical issue. But I kept having to go, so every time I got up to go, I kept using the IV pole, kind of like a crutch, the little wheels in the bottom, so I kind of lean on that, kind of shuffle off to the bathroom, right? But every time I did this, because I wasn't supposed to be on my own, the nurse kept coming to help me, because I wasn't supposed to, the door was open, she could see. And I went a lot, I'm not gonna lie to you. And she was getting really tired of this. I could see it in her eyes, she started to roll a little bit. So finally she just said to me, listen, why don't you just use the bedpan? That's what it's there for, just use the bedpan. But she'd been saying the exact same thing to my roommate, right? He wasn't this close, he was over. He was really short on beds in Canada, right? Jim, I said surgery, stop hogging the covers. Now I gotta pee again, thanks. No, he was over. But he didn't want to use it either. It was the same reason I didn't want to use it. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna tell her so that she knows. So I was like, listen, the reason we don't want to use the bedpan, honestly, is that it's humiliating. It's embarrassing. You know, you come and fill it up, and then no, she doesn't fill it up. Clearly didn't understand how it worked, eh? Thank you! Yeah, you're right, that's better. You're right. Shouldn't have doubted you. Here you go. No, but I said to her, it's humiliating, it's embarrassing. As I said that, I turned to go to the bathroom again, and this is an absolutely true story. I was wearing a hospital gown, which, in hindsight, it was wide open in the back. It's humiliating, that's what it is. I've got dignity, that's what I've got. That's what you're looking at right now, man with dignity. I tell my wife those stories because it happened, and she just shakes her head. She's like, "You're such an idiot sometimes," which is true. I'm married. Been married for 22 years. And, yeah, she's all right. I don't mind her. No major beefs. You just see people look on people's faces. Why would he say that? That is hurtful. No, I've done some good things in those 22 years. Our love has changed, though. It has. You can't keep the puppy love forever, right? It used to be. I remember talking to my wife on the phone in the old days, and it was the sappiest puppy lovey doggy thing. It was sickening. It was so sappy. It was like right before shows. It was like, I love you more. I don't think you love me more because I just said that I love you more. I don't think that's possible because if you were listening, you would know that I just said that I love you more. Make myself sick sometimes. But it's changed now. It's grown. It's matured, right? I was talking to my wife on the phone before the show tonight, and you just tell it's different now. You know, it's like, okay, hon, I should probably get going. Yeah, I love you. Oh, I love you more. Remember those days when you see that all the time? I love you more. Hello? Done some pretty smart things for a small brain guy, though. I'll give you some advice, fellas. Take this one. I used to write little love notes to my wife all the time. Not love notes and then hand them to her. Here's the love note. I'd make tons of them, hide them all over the house, right? So she'd be opening a drawer or something. Oh, you love it. Super romantic. It was awesome. Smartest thing I ever did, right? Because I haven't done it in like 18 years, and she's still finding them. You know? It's like, all right. Oh, look who's romantic. Hey. Is it me? For sure? Okay. Thought they were gone. I'd take that. Yeah, I do have some habits kind of drive me crazy though, a little bit. I talk in my sleep a little bit of a sleep talker. I also sleep with my eyes open every once in a while. And it can be a little bit, well, here's where it gets really creepy. Sometimes I combine the two. Right? I should roll over in bed and have a me stare at you. You know, it's like, Mr. Jenkins wants more soup. I like cheese. Not a great joke in this corner, I realize that now. Probably not the best. Sorry. Sorry. Give my American sorry. 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 Here's another habit she says I have, and I mean it's probably partially true, but she says that I have road rage, and maybe I do. That's fine. But if I have road rage, then my wife's got what I call road nag. You know, it's like just from start to finish, just biggity, slow down, speed up, blah blah blah. I'm happy to begin with, but about 2 blocks in, I'm just gripping that wheel. Eh? Get out of the way! Gotta drop off the wife! It's a very small car. It's a very small... Tiniest of cars. Here's a true story. We're driving along this bridge. It was the middle of winter. We hit this sheet of black ice, and we started spinning around out of control on this bridge. And it's a high bridge. You go off into the river, and you're gonna die, okay? In the middle of the accident, we didn't even know the outcome yet. We're in the middle of the accident, and she's giving me the gears about it. And I told you to slow down. What are you trying to do? Get me killed? Not initially, but I'm starting to warm up to it. Now, will you please let me finish texting? Crazy. And to be, okay, so that story was pretty much verbatim. Maybe not exactly, but close. The only thing different is when I make her voice sound like that, it's not quite like that. I don't even know how to describe this. My wife doesn't know how to yell. Do you know anybody like this? When she yells, it sounds like she's pretending to yell. But she knows the pitch has to go higher, but she can't bring the volume up at the same time. It's the funniest thing when she gets mad and starts yelling. I'm getting sick and tired of this. I'm telling you that. What? Are you mad? You're mad, aren't you? Are you mad? Neighborhood dogs are like, oh. Sorry, it'd be like this, I guess. Actually, that's a llama now. That's a llama. I don't know why I did that either. I just hurt that llama. But here's the thing, I'll make her yell sometimes just so I can hear it, because it's funny to me. You know, it's, it's like, Leland, can you up to the boys and tell them that it's time to eat? Actually, I was just gonna start something over here. Do you mind doing it? Watch her walk to the bottom of the banister. Boys, it's time to eat. Boys, I said it's time to eat. You better get down here right now before I get really mad. Hey, honey, stop yelling at the boys. There's dogs gathering at the front door. And a llama. Is that a llama? That's weird. But here's the thing. We've been married for 22 years. Wonderful years. I love her very much. Yeah, but we've had... Sure, you can, if you want. But here's the thing. We have had some fights over the years. We've had some arguments. We've had some screaming matches. Pretty sure when that's happened, the neighbors think I'm yelling at myself. Eh? Oh, come on, how can you always say that? I say that, can you always do it? No, I don't do what you say I do, but it's not even true. It is true. Why would I say it if it wasn't true? You know what? I'm sick of getting yelled at! The neighbor's like, Leland's yelling at himself again. And where's our dog? Where did our dog go? Is he over there? Why does he keep doing that? Here's the thing, you guys. I gotta get out of here. I gotta finish hanging these plants in the back. Just barely started, and we started the show, so I gotta finish my work. That's what my work visa is. I'm a horticulturist. It's the only way I can get down here. No, but I will leave you this. I do love my wife very much. I make a lot of jokes about her. I do, but I love her. I love her very much. But our wedding day, worst day of our entire life together. Horrible day, just from start to finish. Absolutely everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong on that day. And I found out recently. I guess that was my fault. Or certain expectations you ladies have, and if you don't tell us, we don't know. For example, when a woman comes down the aisle, when a bride comes down the aisle, fellas, do you know there's a certain look you're supposed to have on your face when you first see her? Did you know that, sir? No, because they don't tell us. How do we know, right? As far as I can figure out, too, this is what a woman wants to see. When she comes down the aisle, this is what she wants to see waiting for at the altar. Should look something like this. Something like that, right? You take that, right? It's a little cheesy, you're probably thinking. It's a little, but you take it over this. This is what my wife got. This is waiting for her at the altar. Look something like this. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you so much. My name's Leland Klassen.